The Lions are the NFC North favorites with plus 170 odds at DraftKings, followed by the Packers and the Chicago Bears. Last season, all four teams in the division finished with a winning record, becoming the second division since 1970 to have all its teams finish above 500. We thought it would be fun to have the doggy himself, Mad Dog Russo, revive a long-standing tradition from his radio show and pick the wins and losses on the schedule, this time for the Detroit Lions. This year, doggy.
I don't want to hear from you, because last year you killed me on the Chiefs, and I got that right.
You know what? I started just thinking about that. I was like, dog, I was getting on you last year, too.
And I got the Chiefs right.
I know you did.
All right, the Lions, by the way, Gerald, they're 10.5 over-under in Vegas. So if you go bet the Lions for the over wins, you got to get 11 to win the bet, which is a lot of wins. But remember, they have the fourth-place schedule in this division. Now, they play those three teams twice, 6 games. But take a look at this schedule. All right, they get Buffalo out of the way early on the road. That's the first game in Buffalo. But they play the NFC South and the AFC East. But then they got these other games with the fourth-place schedule. So they get the Titans. Minnesota has Indianapolis. They have the third-place schedule. That's an advantage. They get the Giants. They don't play Dallas, so that's an advantage. That's number 2. Over here, they got the Jets at home. That's an advantage. And they also have play Miami. So play the Jets, Miami, the Giants, and Tennessee. You figure they can win all 4 of those games. They go 3-3 in their division, which is fair. That's 7. Before you even blink, you're at 7 wins. That's one reason why I like the Lions. Number 2, so that's significant. The other thing to look at, and they got the Cardinals in here too. Don't forget they got a last place team with Arizona because they don't play San Francisco, Seattle, or the Rams. So that could be 8 wins. You only need 3 more. Remember about the Lions. They don't play Dallas. They don't play Philadelphia. They don't play the Seahawks. They don't play the Rams, and they don't play San Francisco.
Hey, excuse me. Are you going to make a pick?
Yes.
How are you?
5 straight, the best teams in the NFC, they don't have anything to do with. It's a big advantage.
Making some good points.
I'll take the Lions.
Lions?
They're going to go game by game. They want me to go game by game.
That's what we're asking.
All right, I'm sorry. They're going to be 4-1 by the bye. I'll give them a loss in Buffalo. Saints, Jets, at Panthers, at Cardinals. Right. You could go 3-2 or go 4-1. All right? They get the 2 games at home against Green Bay and Minnesota. That's 6-1. At Miami. Now, you want to give them a loss because they're due to have one? 6-2. Patriots at home. 7-2. Bucks, home, 8-2. Bears on Thanksgiving. 9-2. At Atlanta.
Wow.
Tennessee. Maybe 11-3. We'll give them a loss to Minnesota, 11-4.
You are
13-4.
Wait a second.
Lions football in 2000.
Go ahead, y'all. Pick him up,
Dog. So check this out. These two, you're going to say they're going to win both of these games, and then all of a sudden you're just going to throw in a gratuitous loss at the Dolphins.
Well, they're going to go 2 out of 3.
That's right.
They got both games at home, though, which is a big advantage.
Are you factoring in anything about the line? I mean, about the Lions as far as their roster, defensively, some of the issues they're having in the secondary.
I like the coach.
Availability.
Coach plays hard.
They'll lose to the Packers or the Vikings before they lose to the Dolphins.
Packers? Okay, fine. Well, then switch it then.
All right, well, Jimmy, you're the one that had the loss.
Switch the damn thing.
Switch this, please. Can we switch this?
Is that the Buccaneers?
Yeah, can we switch this, please?
Is that an emotional pick on your part?
Of course it is.
Come on, man.
Of course it is.
Be emotional during the playoffs. Don't be emotional during the regular season.
Oh, but this is an L. Yeah, switch that. Come on, man. I can't let this slide.
Serious question. Why is there this reluctance to give the Patriots their credit?
Because they had the weakest schedule.
I don't care about last year.
They had the weakest schedule since 1999. They got lucky during the playoffs against the Chargers, against the Texans, and then against the Denver Broncos.
I do not care.
That's why.
I do not care about that.
Well,
that's last year.
That matters.
Last year, they're not playing last year.
Who's going to stop A.J. Brown?
Well, who has stopped him? I'm sorry. When he was in Tennessee, did anybody stop him? No. Did he win?
This is
no.
on the road,
when he was in Philadelphia,
But dude, that's on the road, though.
Okay, but hold on.
Patriot game's in it's in Europe.
Oh, no, that's in Detroit. Yeah.
Okay,
So Europe, the Patriot game.
Okay, so it's a neutral site.
It's a neutral site.
Are you kidding me?
You guys don't pay attention, especially you. You say to yourself, Chris, here's the mistake you made. I gave the Lions 2 wins at the end of the year at Chicago and at
Yeah,
Green Bay.
yeah, you did.
We know you're
Lewis,
wrong.
what are you doing?
No, what are you doing?
Well, why didn't you
I didn't make
correct
the
me?
picks.
Well, you might
Hey,
correct me. I'm funny ya.
I'm going
Right
down
in
the
front of you,
I'm
Louis.
going down the rest of this list. This is the one. Like I got this thing about the Patriots, man. That people were just like, and you know what? Everyone's argument is the same. Well, their schedule was easy last year. It was last year. This team has made improvements.
Let me say this. Even
Improvements.
though it's good, and they played well, they played competitive enough in Detroit. I'm going to pick the Buccaneers to lose this game. I got the Lions winning this game, and I think the Lions are going
Lose
to
both of them.
at Chicago.
How about they lose both of them?
And at Green Bay?
No, I don't think they're going to lose both.
Hold on, Mike is going to be back.
They don't play well there.
Let's.
Oh, no, you got to lose it both games.
Hold
to the
on.
Packers?
Hold on. This is week 18 in Green Bay.
Right.
Where
And they
it's
knocked
going to
them out
be
of
like
the playoffs.
sub 500 degrees.
They knocked them out of the playoffs there that 1 year, 3 years ago in Green Bay, postseason. Remember that?
Yeah.
That when they knocked Patriots
We
last
sure
game?
do. We rely a lot on things that happened in the past as if that is a precursor to the future. I don't get that.
Let's do it this way. Do you think they got a good chance to start the year 4-1?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Then they have their bye.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Then they have the Packers, Vikings, and Dolphins, 2 of which are at home. They're going to be 6-2 at the end of the
They could
first
be.
half of the season.
That's possible.
You know what's always
That's a good start.
I actually think they're going to be 7-1. I
Even
think
better.
they're going to beat the Packers and the Vikings at home. And if anything, they'll probably lose to the Packers in the season finale. I think they'll split with each other.
All right, so if you give them 7 there, they're going to beat the Giants, right?
Yes.
They're going to beat the Titans, right?
Yes.
That's 9, notwithstanding. Tampa, you like them at home.
Okay.
That's 10. And then somewhere else, Bears at home at Atlanta. So take the over at 10. Will they win 11 games, Lewis? With that schedule,
I'll buy 11.
Will you get 11 wins?
I don't know. You know what? I'm concerned about the roster on defense in the secondary. They have got some issues. They have got health issues in the back end with both of their Brian Branch, Kirby Jones. I mean, both of these guys are hurt.
I get it.
Yeah.
And that worries me, especially in a division that has some serious firepower on the offensive side of the football. If Kyler Murray is hitting, look, we're already talking about we're in November before they even play him. That group of 3 wide receivers that they got is as good as any in the league. If the Packers, if their wide receivers stay healthy, we already know.
Okay.
Jordan Love is an MVP candidate.
Go ahead, Gerald.
And we've seen.
He likes the 11. He likes the 10.
But we've seen what can happen when you have an explosive offense and you can't stop nobody. The Cowboys just went through it. They had a top 3 offense. They couldn't stop nobody. And when you can't stop nobody, your record can be what the Cowboys was. So it's a tough
Secondary help.
Let me transition to this next subject. Toughest division in the NFC. Which division is that, guys? Riddick, I'll start with you.
Yeah, I like the North. I like the NFC North, what we're talking about right here, because I think all these teams have, look, as long as Kyler becomes the player for them that they think he can be, they have really good quarterback play. They have a lot of firepower on offense. Now we're talking about the health of Micah Parsons, defensively Green Bay, the health of Detroit secondary. Can Chicago create turnovers like they did a year ago?
No.
Minnesota is going to blitz your brains out, so you know they're going to play high octane defense. There's a lot of parity in that division. I think any of those teams can win it. That's why I think it's the most competitive.
Doggy.
I'm going to say the NFC West, and I understand Lewis's point. It's not a bad team. NFC West has got Arizona in it.
Yes.
So that's dangerous. But I'm going to say the NFC West because of Seattle, San Francisco, and the Rams. So those 3 teams, I think, are excellent. Super Bowl champ. Rams are the favorite to get there again. And you know San Francisco is going to be pretty good. I'll take them. That division.
Both better divisions in the NFC. Totally agree. But I'm going with the South because we don't know what the heck is going to happen. All 3 teams other than the Bucs have season-ending injuries already. Here you got the Bucs who have the Baker Mayfield situation and then the Vita Vea situation. So all these teams have question marks all over the place. They all projected to go below 500. So that's going to be a dogfight between, somebody got to win this thing.
I'm not going to pick the NFC South because we're not going to watch them. We ain't even paying attention to them. It's going to be so pathetic in the NFC South. That's why we're not going to know any better. I mean, because everybody's injured and stuff like that. And all of that stuff is going on. We're like, whatever.
Why y'all disrespecting my Saints?
So what
Tyler Shuck Riddick. You don't know that quarterback?
I heard of him.
You're going to know his name by the end of this year for sure.
Listen, the bottom line is this. I know Matthew Stafford's in the division, in the conference, rather. I know Sam Darnold's a Super Bowl champion. I know Brock Purdy's up in the division. I know Jalen Hurts and Dak Prescott are in the division. I know that Baker Mayfield has got an attitude and he's got something to prove. He's in the conference, rather. I know that Jordan Love is there. I know that Jared Goff is there. There's a whole bunch of people that you think about before you get to him.
Including Bryce Young.
There we go.
Nah, we're not.
We talking about Tua being hurt more than we talk about Tyler Shough.
Yeah, you know what? That's because y'all don't know, but you're about to know.
He's good. I'm with you on that.
He was with Drew Brees all offseason.
We've had these conversations.
Didn't we start off this segment with you acknowledging that Doggy was going to get on you because you were wrong last year when you were sticking out your chest?
It happens.
I'm just saying. And it's happening again this season. It's happening again.
We're going to.
After a disappointing 16-3 wild card round loss to the New England Patriots. Last season, that saw Herbert finish 19 of 31 for 159 yards and no touchdowns. Our Dan Graziano spoke to Mike McDaniel and got his assessment of the team's offense while at Chargers camp and reported the following, quote, Graziano, new Chargers offensive coordinator. McDaniel said he believed the Chargers have oftentimes asked too much of Herbert and that part of his job as a coordinator is to make Herbert's job easier by developing other parts of the offense around him. Let's start with Doggy on this one, please. Are the Chargers too reliant on Mr. Justin Herbert?
What's he getting paid? $60 million a year? 55, Everybody thinks 55. He's a top 5, top 6 talent.
It's like 50, 53.
Isn't your quarterback, when you're getting paid that kind of money, who's been around 5 or 6 years, who's got that, isn't he supposed to be the guy to lead you to big spots? I mean, do you think the Chiefs, Mahomes does the job. They give Josh Allen plenty to do. He's in a postseason every year. Why Stafford got plenty to do? But the Rams, he takes them down the field left and right. Caleb Williams had plenty to do with the Bears. They gave him plenty. Why all of a sudden now do we got to taper it back for Herbert and give him less things to work with? Hold it now. He's been around for 5 or 6 years. He's a big, strong guy. This is the guy they should give him more to do instead of less to do. Here's my problem with Herbert, and I used to be a big fan, and I still like him. His last 2 playoff games in Houston, threw 5 picks, unbelievably horrific. And I understand the tackles are hurt. Lewis will get into that last year in New England, but he was terrible on that Sunday night game. 2 big playoff games, he didn't show up. They don't have a home field advantage. I'm not so sold that he is going to be as good as we thought he was going to be, say, 2 or 3 years ago.
Yeah. All right, Lewis. Let's get the bad out of the way. And I'm with you, okay? 3 playoff games. He hasn't played well. Let me just give you a total picture, though, about this. The running game for the Chargers. When we're talking about is too much put on him. Okay? Their backs average 2.8 yards per carry in those 3 playoff games, 49 for 138. That's pitiful. We know that their offensive line last year was decimated. They had me out there. They could have put me out there. I would have been just as good as some of the people they had playing for him last year, all right? Pressured 48 times on 127 dropbacks. That's like a ridiculous rate. It's almost 40%. So the guy is running for his life. Again, the question is, are they putting too much on him? Since Justin went to the Chargers in 2020, all right, they're 22nd in total rushing attempts as a team. So they haven't run the football a whole lot.
Not much.
Okay, they haven't run the football a whole lot.
That
Again,
goes back to Brandon Staley. Don't get me started with him.
It's on him. Now, I will say this. The Chiefs are even lower. They're 25th, okay, in total rushing attempts. So what you're saying is, hey, they put it on Patrick. He's developed, but again, there's more to this, all right? They have not been top 25 they're not top 25 in rushing yards. They're not top 25 in rushing average. They're not top 25 in rushing TDs. None of those categories. So basically, it's been his show. Now, since he's come into the league, he's 4th in passing yards. He's 2nd in passing attempts. So they're putting it all on him. They're saying, Justin, we're not giving you a whole lot of help. This is what Mike is talking about. We have to take some of the pressure off of him. He's had Keenan Allen, he's had Ladd McConkey, he's had Mike Williams. So he's had some decent weapons on the perimeter. But it's been very much so Justin-centric. We don't have a running game. Offensive line gets hurt. Every year we talk about the Chargers and the fact that we think they're one of the better rosters. And they do a nice job of doing things in the offseason to help him and try and round this thing out. And last year they had one of the best defenses. Okay. But they just haven't been able to supplement him. That's what Mike's talking about.
Go ahead, Gerald.
Doggy, I'm with you. This just falls in line with more excuses we make it for Justin Herbert. if he needs time, that's fine. But every time y'all get a chance, stop going to the mountaintop and screaming, he's a top 5 talent. Top 5 talent does not make you a top 5 quarterback, okay? Did Joe Burrow not get sacked 10 times in a playoff game and still win the game?
Yeah.
All right. So I'm not trying to hear that, oh, it was his O-line or it was this, it was that. If y'all need to give him time, then stop every chance you get saying, oh, he's a top 5 talent, he's this, he's that. We need to see it. It's time to see it. We've seen anybody else they talk about, as much as they talk about Justin Herbert, we've seen some semblance of it.
Well, let me ask you this question. In the playoff games, 0-3 in playoff games, hasn't won a playoff game in 6 years. Only complete 55% of his passes. What is it, 2 touchdown passes, 5 turnovers in the playoffs, right? Even though he's had 3 double-digit win seasons, here's the reality. This is last season alone. Sacked 54 times, 3rd most in the National Football League. Hit 129 times, most in the NFL. Pressures 263 times, most in the NFL. As a former defensive tackle, if you see numbers like that, pressures, hits, isn't your mentality, I don't give a damn how great he is. If we could get to him, it ain't going to matter. Isn't that the mentality? And if so, doesn't that kind of absolve him to some degree, knowing that kind of heat is coming his way because his offensive line was that weak?
Yeah, absolutely. But his offensive line that weak, that's the excuse we had last year. But there's a lot of times where quarterbacks, and I learned this from playing D-line, going against offensive linemen, and talking to Kurt Warner. There's a lot of times where QBs get sacked from holding the ball too much.
That's true.
Like, we seen Caleb Williams get sacked a lot because he just running around.
But I'm asking you, is that Justin Herbert?
Yes.
Does he hold on to the ball too much?
There's times where what are you doing? Get the ball out your hand.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
There are times, and look, and you know this too, to be fair to Justin Herbert, there are times where we sit there and we're watching a game on TV and we're going, get the ball out. And then when we break it down and we look at it, there's nowhere to get the ball out to. There's nowhere to go. And so he's sitting there going, hey, look, I can either take this sack here or I'm going to try and make something happen because I'll tell you this, I'm not getting a whole lot of help running the football. We're not a real balanced offense. I know it's all on me. So then it kind of becomes like the things just start to compound, right? You start trying to do way too much. You're holding the football too long. Now you're giving up sacks. Your offensive line stinks anyway because it keeps getting hurt and keeps getting banged up. Look, what I'm not doing is I'm not absolving Justin Herbert for some of the poor performances, especially in the postseason. I'm not absolving him. The things that he can control, he has to control better. What Mike is saying is the things that we can help him with, we have to help him with better. Players have to stay healthy. I mean, they lost their entire offensive line last year. They just did. If you're not calling run plays, if you're 22nd in rush attempts since he's been there, if you're in the bottom half, the bottom third of the league, that is telling you we're saying this. This is on you more so than it is on a complimentary offense.
Let me throw this question to you. You got Slater and Alt expected to be back healthy.
Right.
Obviously considered arguably the best tackle duo
in the
National Football League, right?
Sure.
But you did let go of your 2 guards. So I ask you again, is this going to potentially be an excuse that they're going to lean on when it talks about the offensive line being able to protect Justin Herbert? Is that going to be a factor this upcoming season?
You know what? See, I don't like to use the word excuses. I like to use
excuses.
You know what? Look, there are reasons for quarterback performance being affected by pressure. There just are. I mean, when that happens, it happens. Look, there are certain guys, because of the fact that Justin hasn't been to the mountaintop, that we're not going to give him any slack right now until he does something that's extraordinary that allows us to then say, you know what, I'm going to extend him some grace because, quite honestly, things are falling apart around him. Look, it happened. Look, in Kansas City, right? Because of how successful Patrick has been in Cincinnati, because of how good Joe has been, because we know he has been sacked at an unmerciful rate, but still made it to a Super Bowl.
Okay.
He still hasn't won one, but we give him some grace.
Let me ask this question. I'm going to go to Doggy first, but this question is for all 3 of y'all. Is it likely that the Chargers with Kansas City and Denver are going to finish in 3rd place, or is it possible? Likely or possible? Your thoughts, Doggy.
I think it's a 3rd-place team. And I'm glad you brought up the other playoff game because I think that has to be mentioned. They had a 27-0 lead against Jacksonville. You want to blame it on Staley, as Stevie has? I get it. He's not on the team playing. You want to blame it on the defense? I get that, too. Can you be in a situation where your quarterback makes a play or 2 in the second half to shut everybody down?
I hear you.
That's my point.
Yeah, I think it's likely. I think Denver wins the division, Kansas City will bounce back, and they'll be 3rd.
Yeah, I think it's likely as well. And I think do not discount the Raiders' improvement this year.
Oh, Lord.
That's
where we going? Spy Tech and those guys,
man,
I love
you gotta
them.
stop coming at the Raiders, man.
I'm just saying. I mean, can
I gotta have
they
their back.
play a game
Somebody
first?
gotta have their
Y'all are
back
something,
out here, man.
Listen, I love my man Tom Brady. I interviewed Spy Tech. I'm looking for him. I'm looking forward to watching him play. But I think it's a little bit too soon to have any expectations for the Raiders.
I'm just talking about like not finishing last.
Not finishing last.
Well, that's what I'm talking. That's an expectation. I'm just saying. Coming up.